Hey everybody, it's Rory from ANS Gear, and if you have a gun that doesn't have an ASA that maybe has an on-off to it, or it has an on-off that's really kind of hard to manage and it's hard to twist or it's hard to flip or it's hard to do anything to it to make it actually engage or disengage your air system, you might want to check out one of these RAPS ASAs from Dangerous Power because they work really well. The lever on them is super simple. Comes with a rail block already, so you don't have to worry about mounting issues. So let's take it apart. We'll kind of show you where the pieces are, how to put it together, that kind of thing. What you're going to get, it is a side fitting setup, so you're going to need a 90-degree macro fitting coming off of one of these sides. And then you'll also want to make sure that your opposite side fitting is Loctited into place. They come unloctited, typically, not always, but most of the time they don't have Loctite on the screws. Like this one I can just undo by hand right there. So you'll always want to make sure, depending on what side you set it up, because maybe you want your hose to be on this side or on this side, doesn't matter, that your opposite side is airtight. Otherwise, it's just going to leak everywhere. So let's take off the rail block first. One set screw on the side. It's going to let this slide right off. Now, once this comes off, see you've got two holes right here. These two holes would where your screws would go to mount this to your gun. Whatever gun you're going to stick this on, if you have the inline hole pattern, Bob Long guns, anything that doesn't have a gas through grip setup, this is going to work on that. So two screws go in here, tighten them up against the bottom of the frame, so up against the gun. At that point, you have a ball bearing that you can see fell out right there. You're going to want to drop that bearing inside there, and it's going to fall down. So you can kind of see it sticking out on the bottom right there. It's bulging out on the bottom. That is the bearing, or that's the piece that is actually going to push against the ASA and keep it from sliding around on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this up on the gun. We're going to figure out where we want it. We're going to slide it into position. And then regardless of where this sits on here, you can tighten this down. And when we tighten this screw down, the screw comes forward and it pushes on the top of the bearing and it pushes the bearing down against the ASA, and that's what keeps it from sliding around. So we'll tighten that up. You can see it's very, very secure. It's a very rigid, very secure system on there. Tank is going to screw into the back. Lever, it's a very simple lever, very easy. Even when there's pressure, it's very easy to activate the lever. And when it gets down to a certain point, right about there, it wants to close by itself. So it's very hard to accidentally pop it open. You would have to drag it along the ground somehow to pop it open, or really try to flip it to get it to come open right there, which is what you want. You don't want it to just accidentally degas while you're out playing. That's not fun. The inside comes apart very, very simple. There's one set screw at the front, or screw I should say, not really a set screw. It goes through the entire front, so the lever hinges on this screw. Pull that out. Hinge pops right off the front, and that pops out there. And that's your core assembly right there. That's all that's inside here to make things work. You've got your pin, one O-ring, and then a bumper on the back there. So if this ever leaks or goes bad, that's the only thing you're going to be replacing right there. That one O-ring is what controls gas flow through the entire system. So put our spring back on, put that back in, put our lever back on, line up our holes, push it through, and tighten her down. And that's it. That's as easy as it is to rebuild these things. You don't need certain special tools to get inside here and pull a core out or anything. Pop that screw out, whole thing comes apart. Super simple, super easy. So, excuse me, if maybe you just don't like the ASA you have on your gun and you want something easier, something different, give these a check. These are the RAPS ASAs from Dangerous Power. They're available through the website in these 5 colors. Order yours now through ansgear.com.